until we let you go.
Do you want to say something to the group, Mr. McMurphy?
Well, yeah. I'd like to know why none of the guys never told me that you, Miss Ratchet, and the doctors could keep me here till you're good and ready to turn me loose. That's what I'd like to know.
Well, fine, Randall. That's a good start. Would anyone care to answer, Mr. McMurphy?
Answer what?
You heard me, Harding. You let me go on hassling Nurse Ratchet here, knowing how much I had to lose, and you never told me nothing.
Now, Mac, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't know anything about how much. Wait a minute. Now, listen. Now, look, I'm voluntary here. See, I'm not committed. I don't have to stay here. I mean, I can go home anytime I want.
You can go home anytime you want.
That's it.
You're bullshitting me.
No.
He's bullshitting me, right?
No, Randall. He's telling you the truth. As a matter of fact, there are very few men here who are committed. There's Mr. Bromden, Mr. Tabor, some of the Chronics, and you.
Cheswick, you're voluntary?
Mm-hmm.
Scanlon? Billy, for Christ's sakes, you must be committed, right?
No.
Okay. I mean, you're just a young kid. What are you doing here? You ought to be out in a convertible, bird dogging chicks and banging beaver. What are you doing here, for Christ's sake? What's so funny about that? Well, Jesus, I mean, you guys do nothing but complain about how you can't stand it in this place here, and then you haven't got the guts just to walk out? I mean, what do you think you are, for Christ's sake? Crazy or something? Mm-hmm. Well, you're not. You're not. You're no crazier than the average asshole out walking around on the streets, and that's it. Jesus Christ, I can't even believe it.
Those are very challenging observations you made, Randall. I'm sure some of the men would like to comment. Mr. Scanlon?
I want to know why the dorm is locked in the daytime and on weekends.
Yeah. I would like to know about our cigarettes. May I have my cigarettes, please, Miss Ratchet?
You sit down, Mr. Cheswick, and wait your turn. Go ahead, sit down. To answer your question about the dorm, Mr. Scanlon, you know very well that if we left the door open, you'd just go right back to bed after breakfast. Am I right?
So what? May I have my cigarettes, please, Miss Ratchet?
Forget the cigarettes, Cheswick. Cigarettes are not important. Sit down, will you? Christ's sake. Cigarettes.
Remember, Mr. Scanlon, we've discussed many times that time spent in the company of others is very therapeutic, while time spent brooding alone only increases a feeling of separation. Now, you remember that, don't you?
Do you mean to say it's sick to want to be off by yourself?
Miss Ratchet.
Mr. Cheswick, you sit down!
Yes, but I want to know about...
Sit down, Mr. Cheswick.
I want to...
Give him a cigarette, will you, Harding?
My last one.
That's a fucking lie. Why don't you give him a cigarette?
Well, look, I'm not running a charity ward, see? Come on.
Look, I don't want his cigarettes, and I don't want his, or 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 even yours. Do you understand that? I want my cigarettes, Miss Ratchet. I want my cigarettes. I want mine, Miss Ratchet. What gives you the damn right to keep our cigarettes piled up on your and to squeeze out a pack only when you feel like it, huh? Miss Ratchet!
Mr. Harding,
I'm sorry.
you surprised me.
No, well, I lost my head. I'm sorry. I stood up. I didn't mean. I'm really very sorry. Just forgot. I didn't mean. I'm really very sorry. Just forgot.
It's all right.
Miss Ratchet!
Yes, Mr. Cheswick?
I asked you a question.
I heard your question, Mr. Cheswick. And I will answer your question as soon as you've calmed down.
Okay.
Are you calm, Mr. Cheswick?
I'm calm.
Good. Now, as you all know, Mr. McMurphy has been running a small gambling casino in our tub room. Now, most of you lost all your cigarettes to Mr. McMurphy, not to mention a tidy sum of money to Mr. McMurphy. And that's why your tub room privileges have been suspended and your cigarettes have been rationed. Mr. Martini?
How are we going to win our money back?
You're not going to win your money back, Mr. Martini. That's all over. If you had obeyed the rules in the first place, you wouldn't have lost your money. Sit down, gentlemen. Sit down, gentlemen. Sit down. Sit down.
Piss on your fucking rules, Miss Ratchet!
Sit down, will you, Cheswick?
I want you to know something right here and now, Miss Ratchet. I ain't no little kid.
You sit
I ain't no
down.
little kid where you're gonna have cigarettes kept from me like cookies, and I want something done. Ain't that right?
That's right, now will you sit down,
No, I won't! I won't! I want something done!
Sit down!